It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. Assuming everything went as planned, or I didn't have any technical problems, the previous two episodes were a little bit unique, and I hope that they were kind of interesting for you. I would have liked to have been able to do a little bit more normal dictionary talk, but I felt very embarrassed to be doing that in public, so I was very quiet and didn't go too crazy. There were people not far from me, but I figured if I'm going to be in another place, hey, if I have the opportunity, maybe I can do something a little bit different and unique for this different and unique podcast. So hopefully those worked out. If not, you're like, what are you talking about? That means that something didn't work out and I re-recorded those, and maybe I will have explained that at some point. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about these words. I just got back from Paris yesterday afternoon, so far my jet lag is not killing me. I'm back at work the next day. We'll see how the day goes. I might be falling asleep very early. All right, the first word in this episode is gaum, or gaum, G-A-U-M, transitive verb from 1656. This is a dialect. Definition, the synonyms are smudge and smear. The origin is unknown, so it's a transitive verb. So when you are finger painting as a child, or maybe an adult, I don't judge. You're putting your fingers in the paints, and then you're gauming the paint on the paper. You're smudging it and smearing it, and maybe you put it on your face. Don't eat it though, please and thank you. Gauming. Okay. Well, I need to make a sound effect. What am I gonna do? I'm looking through the words to see if there's a word that makes a sound, and I'm not aware of that, so I guess I can do a smudge, smear, gaum sound, which is like, oh, that might have been a little bit too squishy. I'll try and change that for next time. Now we have gaunt, or gaunt, G-A-U-N-T. It is an adjective from the 15th century. Number 1, excessively thin and angular, as in a long, gaunt face. I just, on the plane home yesterday, saw a documentary movie about a certain famous rocker person. I would just call them an artist, actually. And I won't tell you who it was, because I shall save that for when I get to that movie in my end of episode movie talks. But this person, I would say, had a gaunt face, very angular, very thin. Sometimes you'd see their cheekbones, and in general, I would say they were not like unhealthily skinny, but they were very skinny and maybe gaunt. Number 2, the synonyms are barren and desolate, like a desert. Would that be a gaunt desert? There's not a lot of life. It's very desolate. Not a lot of stuff out there except sand. For more synonym information, go see the word lean. I am not gaunt. I have some meat on me. This belly for sure is not thin and angular. Gauntly is an adverb, and gauntness is a noun. And this word is just a Middle English word. So that's what it is. Gaunt. Ooh, so now I have to make that gaum sound again. I gotta go. That's like I'm spreading the paint on the paper. Next is gauntlet. You could say, so gauntlet, you can spell it without the U if you want, which I had never been aware of. This is the first time I am learning about the no U spelling of gauntlet. It is the first form noun from the 15th century. Number 1, a glove worn with medieval armor to protect the hand. And of course, Isn't this the term that they use in those Avengers movies with Thanos, and he was trying to fill up the he was trying to collect them all on his gauntlet? Why did it have to be on his hand? Why did it have to be a gauntlet? Was it that he... I don't know. I don't remember the details of that. Maybe I can just look that up real quick. Let's see. Why did Thanos have to make a spelled the wrong way, gauntlet? I know, I'm sure that they described this, and obviously he had to put those gems in a certain place. Also looks cool. I mean, that's maybe number one. It just looks cool. Thanos needed the Infinity Gauntlet because the combined power of the 6 Infinity Stones is too immense for any mortal or even cosmic being to wield directly. The gauntlet, forged from Uru metal by Eitri, acts as a specialized conduit to channel and control their reality-altering energies, preventing the user from being destroyed by the raw power, which Thanos used to enact his universe-altering snap. Without it, combining even 2 stones causes severe damage. But the gauntlet allows him to wield all 6 to reshape existence. And then there's a video explaining the whole thing. So he needed a buffer. His gauntlet was a buffer between him and the stones, which were just too powerful. Just too powerful. Okay, what else do we got? We got number 2, any of various protective gloves used especially in industry. Maybe industry is just, working at a factory, just making stuff. Sometimes you're like, I don't think I should touch that. I'm going to put on some gauntlets. Number 3, an open challenge. And what might you be challenging? Might be in combat. This is used in phrases like, throw down the gauntlet. Oh, okay. So this makes me think, and I never really thought about this before, but this makes me think that back in the day, when you were wearing the medieval armor, if you were challenging somebody to a combat, to a fight, would you take off your gauntlets, your protective gloves, and throw them down so you could punch them with your bare hands? Well, that seems kind of silly, because wouldn't the protective metal glove be better to fight with? Why would you be throwing that off? What is the purpose of that? I don't know. If you have any information, please let me know. I could look it up, I guess, but I don't feel like it right now. I already used my lookup time to look up Thanos. Throw down the gauntlet. See, now, okay, I'm going to try and remember this and think about how silly it is. Number 4, a dress glove extending above the wrist. Interesting. It's so different. It's not a protective glove at all. It's not going to protect you when you got to go into combat. Oh, excuse me. Let me just put on my gauntlet glove. This one goes above the wrist. Ooh, it even goes to the elbow. Ooh, look at this fancy gauntlet. Gauntleted, that is an adjective. This word is from Middle French gantelet, which is the diminutive of the word gaunt, which means glove. So that's what, it's just a glove. It's a French glove. From Old French of Germanic origin, akin to the Middle Dutch want, which means glove, and Old Norse votter, which probably means glove. So it's the word for glove for Old Norse and Dutch and French, all of them. Next we have the second form of gauntlet, also gauntlet with no U, noun from 1645. Okay, so the first one was a noun. This one is also a noun. So this is a whole different thing. Number 1A, a double file of men facing each other and armed with clubs or other weapons with which to strike at an individual who is made to run between them. It's used with the word run, like run the gauntlet. So I guess I've heard of this before, but maybe I didn't know all of the details. Is this a form of torture? A double file of men facing each other with armed clubs strike an individual who is made to run between them. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Maybe fraternities or other things will do this maybe as a hazing thing. So you've got two rows of people facing each other, and someone runs in between those two rows, and the people get to hit them with sticks and maybe other things. So that's a gauntlet. Why? Why? I mean, people are weird. 1B, a line, series, or assemblage, especially one that poses some sort of ordeal, as in a gauntlet of autograph seekers. If you are the person who they are seeking the autograph of, then that can definitely be an ordeal. I have seen pictures and videos of people who are going through this, and maybe I've even seen it in person. And there's just a whole lot of people, and as you connect with them, as you come up to them, then you got to go through an ordeal. And you're like, oh man, this is like running the gauntlet, where I'm running in between two rows of you and you're just hitting me with sticks and twigs maybe, and hopefully nothing more than that. The gauntlet. Number 2, a severe trial, and the synonym is ordeal. As in, ran the gauntlet of criticism and censure. That's an ordeal. That's what it is. A gauntlet is an ordeal. Well, let's look at the etymology specifically. It is by folk etymology from the word gantelope, which I don't remember if we would have had that word, G-A-N, going back to that section. We did gantelope. I mean, it's gantelope. It just said it. It's really just gauntlet. That's all it is. But that word is from the words for road and course. And so if you're going through a course, you're going through a thing it's an ordeal. Maybe there's obstacles. Maybe there's people hitting you with things. Maybe there's people asking for your autograph. Whatever it is, it's an ordeal, so it's a gauntlet. All right. Sometimes, metaphorically, we just have to go through the gauntlet. You gotta run a thing through its paces, its testing. That's kind of a gauntlet. Next is gaur, G-A-U-R, noun, from 1806. It is a large wild ox of India and Southeast Asia with a broad forehead and short, thick, curved horns. And I'm going to take a look. I'm going to take a look at a picture of a gaur. I should probably post a picture of this gaur ox on the social media. Let's see. Yes, I mean, it looks like your very standard sort of ox-cow thing. The horns really just start curving up right away. They're not terribly long. They're not a long horn, but wow, they look stocky and muscular. Holy crap. They have very interesting body proportion. Yes, they do. Okay, so let's see. The species name is Bos gaurus, and this is from the Hindi word, or it is a Hindi word, from the Sanskrit gaura, akin to the Sanskrit word go, which means bull or cow. And there's more at the word cow. So really, it just comes from the word for cow in that part of the world. Next is Gauss. Yeah, Gauss. G-A-U-S-S. Double S. Noun from 1882. It is the centimeter gram second unit of magnetic flux density that is equal to 1 × 10⁻⁴ Tesla. And I just realized I did not put on my side lights, so I will quickly pause and cut this part out so I can go put on my lights. Oh my gosh, isn't that so much better? It's the lighting is so much less dramatic now. Okay, so God, it's centimeter gram second. Those three have hyphens. Centimeter gram second unit of magnetic flux density. So it's like a very small amount of magnetic something going between things, and it's a Gauss, and it's named after Carl F. Gauss. And I shall put a link in the show notes for this Gauss thing if you are interested in the math and whatever else is involved. There's maybe some other things involved. Next is Gaussian. I have heard other people say maybe Gaussian or Gaussian, like lots of different ways to pronounce this. But the dictionary says the only way is Gaussian with a capital G, adjective from 1905, and it's used in so many different ways in the world, I feel like. So this one specifically is being or having the shape of a normal curve or a normal distribution. Well, I immediately think of that bell curve that fits into so many things. The most average things are in the middle, and then there's outliers, but there's not a lot of them. So I don't know if that's related to this at all. Being or having the shape of a normal curve or a normal distribution. Well, I don't know if I have such a normal curve or things are distributed normally, so maybe I'm not so Gaussian. This is also named after Carl F. Gauss. It still doesn't say who he was or what he did, but he's probably dead. Probably some sort of a mathematician, statistician, something like that. And so he's got already a couple of words named after him, but wait, there might be more. I mean, it's kind of the same word, but we've added another word to it because we have Gaussian curve, 2 words, noun from 1905, the same year as just Gaussian, and the synonym is just normal curve. So maybe when you're plotting points on a chart, if they create a normal curve, whatever normal means in that context, then it's Gaussian. Relatedly, we've got Gaussian distribution, noun from 1905. The synonym is normal distribution. So it's about a curve and how things are distributed and all of those fun, mathy things. Data. Well, I know of you can do a Gaussian or Gaussian blur in various photo or video manipulation software, and so that's a thing. But how is that? Why are we using that word? Is it related to a normal curve, a normal distribution? I don't know, and I could look it up, but I don't feel like it. Next, we have gauze, Gauze, noun from 1561, number 1A, a thin, often transparent fabric used chiefly for clothing or draperies. It's so thin and transparent. Look, I can look through it. It's gauze. 1B, a loosely woven cotton surgical dressing. Loosely woven cotton surgical dressing. So if you get surgery or some sort of injury, you may want to put some gauze on it because it's gonna sop up. It's gonna sop up all that blood real good, I guess. Is it made specially to sop up the blood and be a good sucker-upper of blood? Maybe. 1C, a firm woven fabric of metal or plastic filaments. A firm woven fabric. Ooh, that fabric is so firm. Can we even call it fabric? Of metal or plastic filaments? That's a gauze? Okay. Number 2, the synonym is haze. Like, ooh, maybe it looks so hazy and foggy out there in the distance. It's like a gauze because it's like I can kind of see through it, but it's transparent and it's like, ooh, it's a gauze. It's a gauze. Gauze-like is an adjective. Gauzily is an adverb. And this is just from the Middle French gaze. Like maybe when you're gazing out there in the world, it's a gaze in the haze and it's a gauze. Next is gauzy. Adjective from 1760, number 1. Made of or resembling gauze, as in gauzy wings. Like, what would that be? Like a butterfly wings, moth wings, something that's got wings that they're gauzy because they're like gauze. Number 2, marked by vagueness, elusiveness, or fuzziness, as in his gauzy memory of the events. That's what I have all the time about everything. I have gauzy memories. Some things are a little bit sharper, but most of it, it's like, oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's a little gauzy. Also, a gauzy melody. You are describing the melody as vague or elusive or fuzzy? I don't know if I would. I don't know. I don't know of a piece of music that would be described that way. Number 3, tending to be or make romantic, as in gauzy optimism. So you are making this optimism romantic, tending to be romantic or make romantic? How is optimism romantic? Well, I guess romance, something that's romantic, is it has a range of definitions that don't necessarily have to do with love necessarily. Gauzy optimism. It's so fuzzy. Next we have gavage. This is a Gavage noun from 1889. It is introduction of material into the stomach by a tube. It's a gavage. This would be a medical term, obviously. Typically, those are probably the people who are doing this gavage. I guess technically there could be other people who are doing gavage, but typically it's done by the medical professionals. If you can't eat for some reason, you can't chew, swallow, whatever it is, they're like, we need to get food into this stomach, so we got to do a gavage. It is French from gaver, which means to stuff or force feed. From Middle French dialect, the Picardy area, I guess, their word gave, which means gullet or crop. So you got to force feed the gullet. This is a bad thing, but a good example when they are making foie gras by stuffing the fatty food stuff, forcing the, gooses, ducks? It's one of those, I think. Forcing them to eat and then die. They are gavaging those birds. And the birds are not cool with that at all. They have no choice in the matter. Moving on to, that was our first GAV word. Not a long GAV section. Next is gave. It's the past form of give. Now we have gavel, first form, noun from before the 12th century. It is rent or tribute in medieval England. Rent or tribute in medieval England. Well, this is from the Old English gaffol, which is akin to the Old English gaifon, which means to give. So rent makes more sense to me in this context. Tribute definitely has a number of definitions, so I guess maybe one of them is something similar to rent. But so you're giving it. It's your gavel, and it's a noun. So here's my gavel. I'm going to throw down the gauntlet. Now we have the second form of gavel. It is a noun from 1835. It is a mallet used for commanding attention or confirming an action. And the person who might be using this mallet would be a presiding officer or auctioneer. And the action might be a vote or a sale. They didn't mention anything about a judge. Judges would be another example of who's using a gavel. And the action would be quiet in my court. I have spoken. This is what I have to say. We're done. Bye-bye. So what's interesting about this is that the etymology says the origin is unknown. We don't know where this word came from. Gavel, when you're smacking the mallet on the table. Order in my auction. Sold. Now we have the third form of gavel, which is the verb. It is only transitive. It is from 1925. and it is to bring or force by use of a gavel, as in gavelled the audience to silence. Ooh, he used the gavel. He made such a loud sound when he hit it on the table or his head, and then everybody was like, oh, we better be quiet now. We got gavelled. You've been gavelled. Next is gavel-kind. Gavel-kind. This is one word. It's a noun from the 14th century. A tenure of land existing chiefly in Kent from Anglo-Saxon times until 1925, and providing the division of an interstate's estate equally among the sons or other heirs, heirs. Okay, it is a land existing chiefly in Kent. Specifically, this was in a certain area of Great Britain, England, from Anglo-Saxon times, which when was that? That's a long time ago. All the way until 1925. It was probably a very long time. Providing for division of an interstate's estate equally among the sons or other heirs. So you're separating this area into the people who you gave birth to, or who are your kids, or people who are your successors. So this word is from the Middle English gavel-kind, spelled differently, from gavel and also kind, and kind means kind. But what does gavel mean in this situation? Well, it's probably the rent or tribute in medieval England. So I don't really understand enough of this, all this land talk, to understand the full etymology, the full concept of what this is. But it's something about you. Maybe you are your kind, like it's your people. Are they renting to you? Are you splitting up them? I don't know all the details, but I understand this concept kind of. Gavel kind. All right, let's go to one more word. It's gavel-to-gavel. 3 words with hyphens. Adjective from 1968. It is extending from the beginning to the end of a meeting or session, as in gavel-to-gavel television coverage. So you are describing something as having lasted the entire period from the beginning to the end, because the idea is maybe in a auction situation or a law situation in a courthouse, they start it with the gavel and they end it with the gavel. It's like soup to nuts, gavel to gavel, head to toe, top to bottom, left to right. I don't know. So that's what it is, gavel to gavel. That thing was the whole time, so it's gavel to gavel. I should have started this episode with a gavel, but I don't have one. All right, hey woo-wee, let's pick a word of the episode. We had gaum, gauntlet, gower, Gauss, Gaussian curve, Gaussian distribution, gauze, gauzy, gavage, gave, gavel, gavel kind, and gavel to gavel. Well, I can say that my sidelights were not gavel to gavel because they did not last the entire time of this episode. But what would be the word of the episode if I really had to pick, which I definitely do. I don't know. Let's see. Trying to pick something really fast now. I don't know. Let's just pick gauntlet. Thanos had a gauntlet. He had a gauntlet on his hand. Thanos had a gauntlet. Songs are very similar. Thanos had a gauntlet. He didn't sit in the sand. Freaking A, man. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's now tell you about a movie that I watched. Yes, The Roses. So this is, I think it's a remake of The War of the Roses, which was from when I was a child, but I don't know if I ever saw it, and I assume it's also based on a book. I believe so. I don't know. But now I'm very curious to see The War of the Roses with, what was it, Michael Douglas, and I should probably look this up so I get the right name of the person. But The War of the Roses. And I saw the trailers and Kathleen Turner. And I saw the trailers and I thought, well, this looks interesting. And then I saw it and I liked it better than I thought I would, I think. You really see the evolution of their relationship and why they are doing the things that they're doing, and it gets crazy. Let's see. Yeah, so the description of the original one is a married couple tries everything to drive each other out of the house in a vicious divorce battle. So while they're getting divorced, they're really trying to screw each other up as much as possible. I'm very curious to see the original one. Sean Astin is in it, Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, Danny DeVito, who also directed it. Homer, the voice of Homer, Dan Castellaneta is in it. Probably some other very interesting people. Anyway, great. That's it. I recommend The Roses and maybe also The War of the Roses probably too. All right, this has been Spencer. Oh, I should probably say out loud, which maybe I will have done elsewhere. This morning I decided that I need just a little bit extra time in my life. So I have decided to cut this podcast down a little bit. I think I have to go down to 3 times a week instead of 5. It may not have a huge effect on my life, but just any little bit will help just because I have so much going on. And so I'm going to have to I have these Post-it notes on my book that have little numbers and things that say when each episode on that page will air, so I have to update all of them. So it's going to be an interesting brain change, but whatever I can do to lighten my load a little bit, I'm going to do. So it's going to take a little bit longer, and you won't have episodes every day. I'm sorry. I know some of you will be very sad, but just got to do it for my mental health. All right, well, this will be the end of the episode. Thank you so much for checking out this podcast. Please don't throw down the gauntlet at me. I will not fight you. I will lay down and sleep. This has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.